What's up, YouTube? All right, so today I wanted to give you a look at some of my favorite type of gloves. When it comes to gloves, I think they're an absolutely vital part of any kind of training kit, training gear. They're useful for so many reasons, but for the most part, the key elements are gloves will protect your hands from any kind of abrasion, any kind of burning from the heat generated from fast cycling weapons. Gloves tend to enhance your grip, for the most part, at least good gloves do, kind of absorbing sweat from your hands to make sure that you always got a nice, dry, firm grip on your weapons. So let me get right into a few different types that I use on a regular basis and kind of explain the differences and why I like each one of these in different for different uses. Anyway, so this first pair here, these are the Mechanix Originals. They're called the Originals. Anyway, this is in a coyote color, if you can't tell. And basically, the Originals are just a glove they've had out forever, a very lightweight type of glove. They have basically a leather or kind of like a faux leather palm all around. Very good for grip. Doesn't have any kind of cushioning or padding but overall, and especially when you need full dexterity, these gloves are my top choice. I tend to use these gloves probably 70% of the time because the weather out here in California is pretty hot most of the time, and these gloves, especially for pistol work, give you fantastic dexterity. Inside, they have a lighter weight material here that allows the webs of your fingers to kind of breathe a little better, lets some breeze in and lets the heat out. And then it's kind of a slightly thicker material here, but still very thin and breathable. And then inside, like I said, the faux leather palm. They do have some kind of extra build up in the material here. They continue the faux leather around the thumb and here, kind of double up on the material there, because this is a part that wears quite often as you have your hands up in the grip of a gun. So anyway, let me show you how they look when I put them on, and then I'm going to show you. So anyway, that's basically how they look. As you can see, you've got this even, the material is all one thickness all through the entire hand on this glove. You've got a nice kind of moisture wicking here for wiping sweat out of your eyes or, off your face or whatever. And then you've got a nice reinforced area, a couple layers thick in this area. Here's my pistol. You can see empty. These gloves, see how they're kind of doubled up in this area because that's where your pistol's going to ride, and then you get a nice strong grip with these. You can still manipulate the controls, no problem. And with these, the dexterity is really nice, so it's easy to get your finger inside of a pistol trigger guard. On some, for ARs and whatnot with enhanced trigger guards, you've got a lot more room. Basically they make those trigger guards so that you can fit bigger gloves inside the trigger guards. But with these pistols, it's pretty much all in one. So I find the Originals fit really well inside for doing pistol work, so this is what I tend to go to most of the time. That being said, there are times when you need a more heavy-duty glove. As you get into harder working with different materials, working with weapons that cycle faster, or working in situations where you're going to be, rolling, tumbling, digging, crashing around, whatnot, you might want something a little sturdier. For that, I would say, and for what I use, is the M-Pact glove. This glove is definitely a lot heavier weight. It has The same material on the back, but a lot more going on here. So first of all, you've got these rubber guards that run all three of these fingers, as well as all the way across your knuckles and all the way up this side of your hand. Here you've got extra abrasion where you're, you know, in an area where your gun is going to ride against, and then you've got this textured fingertip on your trigger finger for maximum dexterity here, and then also on the thumb here. So you've got very good dexterity between your thumb and index finger on these. Also, the grippy material continues across the inside, you know, right here in your hand. And then these have extra padding in the, basically in the palm of your hand, with some, you know, kind of a breathable, spongy material inside. The keeper on these is longer and tends to go all the way around, you know, a lot further around, like so. This is how these fit. I really like these gloves as well. The only drawback that I find with these gloves, they're fantastic for winter training and also for work with a rifle. With the pistol, I find that my finger does sometimes get a little stuck in this area. You know, I do have a weapon light on my pistol, but even without it, I did notice that the glove would just click a little bit on the trigger guard. Now, I will say these gloves do fit. My finger goes to the very tip, so it's not that I'm wearing too large of a glove, but they're just a little bit bulkier. You can kind of see a little bit of the bunch up right here and a little bit of the bunch up when I straighten my finger. All in all, though, still a fantastic glove. You know, if you happen to be shooting out of vehicles or anything where you might get rocks kicked up at you, definitely you'll be well protected where you're holding the gun, so you're not gonna, you know, have your hand smashed and then blap, you drop your gun. And all in all, with the grip that you get from the, you know, pad here and these here, it's fantastic for charging a weapon. Fantastic grip with these anyway. So that is, I think these are the newest M-Pacts that are out right now. Not positive. They always change up the design, I think annually, but I got these last year, so these might be last year's model. But either way you look at it, they're an awesome glove. These are also coyote and black. I got one more pair here that I want to show you. The black and gray ones are also M-Pacts. When I originally got these ones, I had an issue. One of the thumbs in one of these gloves was extra fat and it was sticking out and looking all weird. I called Mechanix and talked to the people in customer service, and you know, they were having trouble figuring out the place that I bought them, because I ended up getting these on Amazon. It was kind of a struggle to warranty them directly through Mechanix. But what they did do was, instead of warranting these gloves for me directly, they did send me out a brand new pair of these, which they said were a promo pair that they used at their shows. Now, I will say, these are also M-Pact. They might be an older model or a promo model. These are fantastic gloves as well. These fit just slightly tighter, and I'll show you. They have most of the same features as these ones, except a slightly cheaper version. For instance, there is this padding inside all around in here, padding here, extra reinforcement here, but this is suede instead of that grippy textured material. Same here, they've got a reinforced fingertip here for dexterity as well as here, but it's not that grippy material. It's more like a little faux leather here. But and then you can see the protected knuckles, but not as protected as the other ones. Doesn't run all the way down the length of the fingers, but I will say, even though they don't have all the features of the other ones, the benefit of these is they fit like the originals. So they're much tighter on the hand. my fingertips, no matter if I bend my fingers or straighten them or anything, my fingertips are right to the ends on all the fingertips. Great dexterity on these. And they still have the key reinforcement all the way around my weapon contact, and still the full dexterity from, you know, normal gloves that you would expect. These gloves are also fantastic, and so I tend to use these when I'm not for training necessarily, but maybe when I go to the range. I still want to keep the same feel of wearing gloves so that I train the same as I practice. I am always used to having gloves on when I shoot, so there's no difference in my training between an indoor range and actually being at an outdoor range with, you know, in a class or something. So anyway, these work fantastic for that. I definitely want to give props to Mechanix for sending me a free pair of gloves to try to alleviate my issue with the company on Amazon. All in all, I ended up getting those warranted through the company on Amazon, and that's what these are. So anyway, I did eventually get the problem fixed, but them sending me out an extra pair was super nice of them. They're a great company, and they make a fantastic product. So I just wanted to give you guys a look at what I use, and you know, let you guys in on some of the details. One thing I didn't notice, you see here these little eyelets. I mentioned before on my war belt videos that I tend to use one of those Grimlocks on the belt at all times so that I can strap my gloves up. These are the little key rings that I added to the eyelets on the gloves so that I could quickly throw them on the Grimlock. Right now I've been using these, so that's the reason why the key rings are on these, but eventually I'll put the key rings on all of these sets. For now I've been swapping them when necessary, but anyway, so that's something you might want to do. Makes it a little easier to quickly string the gloves up to your gear in between drills or on breaks in class or whatever. So anyway, I hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them below. And, you know, stay tuned. I'll be back with you guys soon with more gear reviews. So anyway, have a good evening and take it easy.